What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? So let's see. I don't think what just for FYI, I do not think that this hearing is going to be a long hearing. This is going to be his first appearance. It's probably going to be something real short. It's nothing out of the norm. This is, just so they can officially tell him what they are charging him with and kind of like how things are going to go from this point. Feed into the courtroom where I can look at it. Oh, I do not want to do that. Okay, so that's good there. I will set up the husband one. It'll be in the morning. We're gonna do that real early in the morning because we'll have an early day today. And that way I can I'll get up real early tomorrow. I'll go to bed tonight. Like, look, I'll go to bed tonight. I'll go to bed real early tonight. And that way I can get up real early. Maybe I'll even go get my coffee tonight. No, that's not going to be the same. Like, I got to have fresh coffee. I can't do that. That may be too much for me. So I will probably, I had to go. You didn't. Yeah, so I think that we'll start our coverage on I don't know why I keep trying to not be able to say it. The drug hubby unaliving. We'll start that tomorrow morning. I will do that. Let me see. We will do that. Morelda, because I know it's you and OnlyFans. What time is it there in South Africa? I can't keep it with all these time zones. Right now, therapist? Yeah, okay, so they 5 a.m. the next day. So tomorrow morning is your afternoon. You say 5 a.m. is too early no matter where it is. Okay. Oh gosh. We need a world clock to be sitting up here on our thing so we can know exactly what's going on in this world. Okay. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll start that one probably we'll start that one at about maybe 4 or 5, about 4:35 in my time. I don't know what time that is y'all time. Right? I need a world clock that show me all the different times. Because I don't know at all. I have a hard enough time trying to keep track of East Coast and West Coast. Let alone y'all want to breed some other countries. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I'll get that set up. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Because I think this case gonna be ending real soon, no matter what they try. So we should still be good. Yeah, so I'll get the notification marker out for that one. Let's see here. Mm, let me go in here and get this halfway together for us. Um, I don't know why this looks so weird. Oh, here it go. Okay, here I go. I'm like, I don't know why this looks so weird. I was trying to look at something. Okay, cool. So that's done there. Now let me go here. Okay, so it looked like we getting ready to start with our Zoom meeting. I feel like I'm in a Zoom meeting. Y'all feel like y'all in the Zoom meeting? We about to go into a Zoom meeting. I wonder, can they see us? This where he gonna be at right here, y'all. Yeah, this definitely feel like a Zoom meeting. Zoom, Zoom. I wonder what made him turn himself in. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
Recess and remind all those who are scheduled for the first appearance calendar to log back in 15 minutes after the court has taken a recess. As a general note, no electronic usage is allowed unless pre-approved. Any disruptions will be removed. To the jail, are we ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Calling case 251-403-576, State of Utah versus Tyler James Robinson. Could you state your name?
Tyler James Robinson.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Robinson. I'm Judge Graff. Mr. Scortis.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. You're probably already aware of my presence or why I'm here, but if not, I am not entering an appearance. I'm not counsel on this case. I'm working with the county to get counsel assigned, but we need you to allow for the appointment of counsel.
Thank you, Mr. Scortis. Well, I want to go through the qualifications
Absolutely.
for indigency, but that is my intent, Mr. Scortis.
Very well.
And I thank you for being here. So, Mr. Robinson, you have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the court can appoint an attorney to represent you. I have reviewed your declaration of financial status and find that you are indigent. I'm provisionally appointing a Rule 8 qualified attorney to represent you on your case, Mr. Robinson. Along with their filing of their appearance of counsel, the assigned attorneys must file declarations with the court that outline their qualifications under Rule 8 and Rule 8C, under Rule 8B and Rule 8C for counsel appointment in a case where death may be a sentencing option. I'm ordering that those declarations be filed prior to the next hearing date, which is set for September 29th at 10 a.m. Mr. Robinson, I also wish to inform you of your right against self-incrimination. Anything that you say in court today could be used against you, and we want to protect your constitutional rights. Mr. Robinson, at this time, you will remain in custody without bail. Mr. Skordas, is there any other points that you wish to address?
No, thank you very much, Your Honor.
Turning to the state.
Yes, Your Honor, Chad Grunander for the state. I'm also joined, and they're listed as attendees, Ryan McBride, Lauren Hunt, David Sturgill, and Chris Ballard. We are the trial team on this case. I do have a few points I'd like to bring up with Your Honor. We have filed a pretrial protective order on behalf of Erica Kirk. We would ask the court to review that. It should be in your queue, Your Honor, and sign that.
Thank you. I have reviewed the pretrial protective order and will be issuing this pretrial protective order in favor of Erica Kirk. Is there any other business that we need to address today, counsel?
Just for the court's information, we did file just recently, within the last few minutes, a notice of intent to seek the death penalty that was filed by Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray. So that should be in the court's file. Lastly, I would just indicate to the court and to, at this point, Mr. Robinson, that we are prepared to collect all of the discovery in this matter and get that turned over to the defense as soon as possible. Rule 16 requires us to provide what we have relied on in charging the information and bringing these charges within 5 days once it's requested. So that'll be prepared to disseminate to the defense as soon as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Grunander. Mr. Robinson, what I also want to do is you have the right to have the charges read that you stand charged of, and I wish to read those to you at this time. Thank you. Mr. Robinson, for count 1, aggravated murder, a capital felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-5-202, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, intentionally or knowingly caused the death of Charlie Kirk under the following circumstances. The defendant knowingly created a great risk of death to another individual other than Charlie Kirk and the defendant. Notice conviction of this offense may carry the death penalty or pursuant to Utah Code 76-3-207.7, a mandatory term of imprisonment for life without parole or an indeterminate term of not less than 25 years, and that may be for life. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child aggravating factor, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider as an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent criminal offense in the presence of a child. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, a first-degree felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 11-210 sub 2 and 3C, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson discharged a firearm in the direction of Charlie Kirk, knowing or having reason to believe that Charlie Kirk may be endangered by the discharge of the firearm, and that the act caused serious bodily injury to Charlie Kirk. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child, aggravating factor. The sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent offense in the presence of a child. Count 3, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-8-306 sub 2, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson, with intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or pursuant to any person regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, conceal or remove the firearm used to shoot Charlie Kirk, and the conduct that constitutes an offense would be a capital felony or a first-degree felony. Count 4, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony in violation of Utah Code 76-8-306 sub 2. In that on or about September 11th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, with an intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of any person regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, destroyed, concealed, or removed the clothing he wore during the shooting, and the conduct that constitutes an offense would be a capital felony or first-degree felony. Count 5, tampering with a witness, a third-degree felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-8-508, in that on or about September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, believed that an official proceeding or investigation was pending or about to be instituted, or intended to prevent an official proceeding or investigation, and attempted to induce or otherwise cause his roommate to withhold testimony, information, a document, or an item to wit, directing his roommate to delete incriminating text messages. Count 6, tampering with a witness, a third-degree felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-8-508, in that on or about September 11th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, believed that an official proceeding or investigation was pending or about to be instituted, or intended to prevent an official proceeding or investigation, and attempted to induce or otherwise cause his roommate to withhold testimony or information, to wit, directing his roommate to stay silent if the police questioned the roommate. Count 7, violent offense committed in the presence of a child, a Class A misdemeanor in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-3-203.10 sub 2 and 76-3-203.14 sub 3A little double I, in that on or about September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, committed criminal homicide in the physical presence of a child younger than 14 years of age, with knowledge that a child was present and that may have been seen or heard the commission of the criminal homicide. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2, Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. That concludes reading the information. Mr. Robinson, This case is set for September 29th at 10 a.m. It will be a waiver hearing, and I will be the judge assigned to this case. Mr. Robinson, I invite you to join us at that time. Is there anything further, counsel?
No, Your Honor, we'll have counsel appointed by then. Thank you.
Mr. Gurander, anything further?
One item, just for clarification, Your Honor, the hearing on the 29th, is that in person or WebEx?
Thank you. That is a great question. It will be via WebEx.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right. I want to thank all parties for being here, and this concludes this hearing at this time. Court is in recess.
All right.
Well, I don't know. It sounded like weird. Like for a person that's just so, I don't know. I'm like twofold on it. Like, oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm like. Well, okay. So I guess September the 29th. Yeah. I guess they want to keep everything even, you know. You don't want to be on the panel. Yeah, that's going to be something else, right? Yeah, so we'll see what happens on the 29th in regards to it. I'm at a I don't, you know, sometimes I just don't, I don't know what people be thinking. I'm really surprised that he even let his parents turn him in, but considering. Yeah, Zach, I don't know. Hey, I don't know how he even thought that. I don't think there is a way. Because we don't talk. I know, that's going to be pretty hard. Time for wine now? Right. We'll see. I'm pretty sure we can get. I'm gonna check and fish around on. You know, even though we heard the charges being read, y'all know I like to see some documents and stuff. So it's gonna be kind of nice to see. I know you are definitely right about everything. Oh gosh. Like you would be the person that say everybody makes mistakes, right? Except for me. I know somebody else that does that. And of course, he's a guy. And he's like, everybody else makes mistakes except for me. Like, huh? Oh, okay. So now I got Zach, who everybody else is wrong except for me. I know. I kind of figured. When I see your statement, it sounds like it. If Jay-Z, you talk about speedy trial, you talk about we've been convicted. I don't. If you could see the evidence from the timeline that we heard earlier, like I don't even know what else they need to get. from the earlier stream, what we heard, like I don't even see nothing else that they need to provide. Like it sounds like it's already on the silver platter. At least from what we heard earlier. I was like, oh, this already done. They all they got to do is put a little bow tie on it. I don't even see nothing else that they need to do. But they said they need to do so. They didn't tell us everything, but it sounds like they told us everything to me. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see, where is it at? Let me see. Here, I'll let y'all hear the charges. I mean, not the charges, but the timeline, how they came to this decision. Because I'm telling you, I think they gave all the evidence. They said they still got more evidence, but I was like, I don't know what else they could have. Let me change it. Oh, okay.
Impacted by this tragedy. As county attorney, I am charged with bringing justice to those who offend our laws. I am charged with bringing justice for those who are harmed. I am charged with bringing justice for Charlie Kirk. I am committed to these aims. I take this responsibility seriously. Today, after reviewing the evidence that law enforcement has collected thus far, I am filing a criminal information charging Tyler James Robinson, age 22, with the following crimes. Count 1, aggravated murder, a capital offense for intentionally.
I'm gonna fast forward through this part because we already heard this. This is the same thing that the judge just gave to them. But what's important is all the evidence that they have. Wait a minute.
Charlie Kirk was shot and killed while speaking to a large crowd on September 10th, 2025 at approximately 12:23 p.m. Charlie Kirk was shot and killed while speaking to a large crowd on the campus of Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. Police found the suspected murder weapon, a bolt-action 30-06 rifle, nearby. Over the next approximately 33 hours, police conducted a manhunt for the shooter until the evening of September 11th, 2025, when Tyler James Robinson surrendered to police at the Washington County Sheriff's Office. DNA consistent with Robinson was found on the rifle's trigger. After shooting Mr. Kirk, Robinson hid the gun, discarded the clothing he wore when he fired the rifle, and told his roommate to delete incriminating text messages and not talk to police. Children were present at the time of the shooting. The shooting. Turning Point USA, a nonprofit organization founded in 2012 by Charlie Kirk, organized a public outdoor event to be held at noon on September 10th, 2025 at UVU. The event was the first in a series of similar events to be held at college campuses nationwide. Mr. Kirk is a well-known conservative activist, famous for these type of events where he discusses various political issues and debates with audience members. His events and comments have garnered a significant number of supporters and drawn the ire of many who disagree with his political views. The event at UVU was announced far in advance and garnered significant publicity and interest. Consequently, several hundred people attended. Mr. Kirk was interacting with the crowd before the event officially got underway. Then, at approximately noon, Mr. Kirk seated himself under a portable canopy behind a table and microphone. He began speaking to the crowd and fielding questions from attendees, a format Mr. Kirk commonly used at his events. Mr. Kirk allowed his questioners to approach a microphone positioned directly in front of him. Mr. Kirk's team members were very close to him on his right and left, as well as some behind his canopy and others at various close locations near him. The large crowd surrounded Mr. Kirk on three sides. Temporary metal fencing separated attendees from Mr. Kirk by only a matter of feet. Directly above and behind Mr. Kirk was the UVU Hall of Flags, an indoor walkway spanning several hundred feet with floor-to-ceiling glass windows, which overlooked the plaza where Mr. Kirk was seated. People were in the walkway at the time of the shooting. Approximately 15 minutes into the event, Mr. Kirk was answering a question about mass shootings by transgender individuals when a gunshot rang out. The bullet struck Mr. Kirk in the neck. He slumped to the ground almost immediately. The bullet's trajectory passed closely to several other individuals beside Mr. Kirk, including the questioner who was standing directly in front of Mr. Kirk. Children were visible near Mr. Kirk's stage when he was shot. Mr. Kirk was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was declared deceased. The medical examiner's report is still pending. So UVU surveillance. So at the moment of the shot, a UVU police officer was watching the crowd from an elevated vantage point. As soon as he heard the shot, he began to scan the area for threats. Believing the shot came from a rifle because of its sound, he looked for potential sniper positions. He noted a roof area approximately 160 yards away from Mr. Kirk as a potential shooting position and rushed there to look for evidence. The suspected shooting position is adjacent to an open, publicly accessible walkway. To access the suspected location, a person must climb over a railing and then drop to the roof only slightly below. The UV officer climbed over the railing and down onto the roof. He then walked to the suspected shooting position and confirmed a clear shooting corridor between the position and Mr. Kirk's seat. He also noticed markings in the gravel rooftop, consistent with a sniper having lain on the roof, impressions in the gravel potentially left by the elbows, knees, and feet of a person in a prone shooting position. Police reviewed surveillance from the camera covering the roof and discovered that it recorded an individual dressed in dark clothing cross the railing from the public walkway and drop onto the roof at approximately 12:15 p.m. Although the individual moved out of the camera's view for a short time, the camera again captured the individual running across the roof and then low crawling to the area the UBU officer recognized as where the suspected sniper had dropped into a prone shooting position. After a short time, which matches the known time of the shot, the individual arose and ran across the roof to the northeast. This discovery led to an intensive review of UBU surveillance recordings to attempt to track and identify the suspect. Surveillance revealed the following. At approximately 11:51 a.m., the suspect entered campus from the north. He is seen wearing a black shirt with an American flag in the center, a dark baseball cap, and large sunglasses. Throughout the surveillance, the suspect keeps his head down and rarely raises his head enough to get a clear image of his face. As he proceeds across the campus, he is seen walking with an unusual gait. The suspect walks with very little bending in his right leg, consistent with a rifle being hidden in his pants. This unusual gait continues until the suspect is seen crossing the railway off the open walkway and onto the roof, where he leaves the camera's view. A camera later captures the suspect as he runs across the roof to the suspected shooting position. Immediately after the shot was fired, a camera captures the suspect running across the roof carrying an item whose shape is consistent with a rifle. The suspect is then seen climbing down from the roof. He appears to drop the item he was carrying as he hits the ground in a controlled fall. He then picks up the item and runs toward the northeast end of campus. Expanded crime scene investigation. Law enforcement officers followed the suspect's escape path to the northeast end of campus, where they believe the suspect left campus and entered a wooded area. In that wooded area, investigators found a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a towel. The rifle contained one spent round and 3 unspent rounds. This is consistent with the facts officers observed at the time of and immediately after the shootings. No shell casings were found on the roof, suggesting a bolt action rather than an auto-loading weapon, and only a single round was fired. Each round in the rifle contained an etched inscription as follows. The fired cartridge was etched, "No Tice's bulge, OWO, what's this?" The second cartridge that was again not spent, the last 3 were not spent, were not fired. The second, "Hey fascist, catch," with arrow symbols. The third cartridge, "Oh Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao Ciao." The fourth cartridge, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." The rifle, ammunition rounds, and towel were sent for forensic processing. DNA consistent with defendant was found on the trigger, other parts of the rifle, the fired cartridge casing, 2 of the 3 unfired cartridges, and the towel. Law enforcement was unable to immediately locate the shooter, so they published photos of the shooter from the UVU surveillance cameras and asked for the public's help to identify him. Meanwhile, law enforcement continued to try to identify the shooter through other means. The Washington County investigation. On the evening of September 11th, 2025, as law enforcement continued their investigation, Tyler James Robinson went to the Washington County Sheriff's Office with his parents and a family friend to turn himself in. Robinson's mother stated that the following to police. On September 11th, 2025, the day after the shooting, Robinson's mother saw the photo of the shooter in the news and thought the shooter looked like her son. Robinson's mother called her son and asked him where he was. He said he was at home sick and that he had also been at homesick on September 10th. Robinson's mother expressed concern to her husband that the suspect shooter looked like Robinson. Robinson's father agreed. Robinson's mother explained that over the last year or so, Robinson had become more political and had started to lean more to the left, becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate, a biological male who was transitioning genders. This resulted in several discussions with family members, but especially between Robinson and his father, who have very different political views. In one conversation before the shooting, Robinson mentioned that Charlie Kirk would be holding an event at UVU, which Robinson said was a stupid venue for the event. Robinson accused Kirk of spreading hate. Robinson's father reported that when his wife showed him the surveillance image of the suspected shooter in the news, he agreed that it looked like their son. He also believed that the rifle that police suspected the shooter used matched a rifle that was given to his son as a gift. As a result, Robinson's father contacted his son and asked him to send a photo of the rifle. Robinson did not respond. However, Robinson's father spoke on the phone with Robinson. Robinson implied that he planned to take his own life. Robinson's parents were able to convince him to meet at their home. As they discussed the situation, Robinson implied that he was the shooter and stated that he couldn't go to jail and just wanted to end it. When asked why he did it, Robinson explained there is too much evil and the guy, referring to Charlie Kirk, spreads too much hate. They talked about Robinson turning himself in and convinced Robinson to speak with a family friend who is a retired deputy sheriff. At Robinson's father's request, the family friend met with Robinson and his parents and convinced Robinson to turn himself in. The family friend spoke to police and reported telling Robinson that it would be best if he brought all evidence with him to the sheriff's office to avoid police having to search his parents' home. The friend also asked Robinson if he had any clothes that were related to what he did. Robinson replied that he had disposed of the clothes in different areas. The roommate. Police interviewed Robinson's roommate, a biological male who was involved in a romantic relationship with Robinson. The roommate told police that the roommate received messages from Robinson about the shooting, and he did provide those messages to police. On September 10th, 2025, the roommate received a text message from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. Police found a photograph of this note. The following text exchange, then took place. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right?" Robinson, "I am still okay, my love, but am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you." Roommate, "You weren't the one who did it, right?" Robinson, I am. I'm sorry." Roommate, "I thought they caught the person." Robinson, "No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering." Roommate, "Why?" Robinson, "Why did I do it?" Roommate, "Yeah." Robinson, "I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it." Roommate, "How long have you been planning this?" Robinson, "A bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it." Robinson again, "I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. IDEK if it's had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The F in messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notice bulge UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke all right. I'm gonna have to leave it. That really effing sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine, IDK. I think that was $2K scope. Wink, wink. Robinson again, delete this exchange. Again, Robinson, my dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle and it is very unique. He's calling me, RN, not answering. Robinson, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Robinson, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Again, you are all I worry about, love. That came from Robinson. Roommate, I'm much more worried about you. Robinson, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. The search for Robinson's residence. Police executed a search warrant on Robinson's residence. During that search, police discovered a shell casing with etchings like the etchings found on the shells in the rifle near UVU. Police also found several target boards with bullet holes in Robinson's home. Now, as I stated in the beginning, when I read those allegations, these are allegations. And like,
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so they have went through all the allegations, right? I'm like, what else they need? What else do we need? And like, can we even get a fair trial? Like, what else do you need, dude? Like, I'm like, they asked some questions, right? To him, and he couldn't answer the questions, but I'm like, wake up. Sorry. My bad. But what else do we need? Okay, go to sleep. We doing an early stream in the morning to do the hubby case. So I'll see you in the morning. We'll be up early. But yeah, I don't. We'll be up early in the morning. Just stop yelling. I'm yelling. Well, y'all know I got a big mouth. Look, you know I got a big mouth. And I'm about to stop eating these seeds. I think they make my head hurt. I scared you too, Lynn. I just come in shouting at the mountaintops. Okay. Y'all let me know when I have to come in softly. I be trying to keep y'all up. Y'all, I mean, he the one put in the chat talk about that this guy is putting his audiobook to sleep. So that's why I'm like, okay, well, let me wake everybody up. So I figure I come in and wake everybody up, right? That's the host job, right? That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Anywho, okay, so that's all we have in regards to that portion. I just wanted y'all to hear all the evidence that they said that they had at this point in time. And I'm like, well, why are we even doing this, right? Why are we even taking this to trial? Like, I guess you got to have due process, but it just kind of reminds me of anybody else that's out here that the evidence could be overwhelming. Like, and I don't know if any of y'all are aware, will they give them a do y'all think they will give him a plea deal to avoid the DP? Because it seemed like no matter what, like as soon as I heard some higher powers, right, state that they wanted him to get the DP and that they were going to be pursuing for him to get the DP, I was just kind of like, he don't have no choice but to get the DP. Like they not going around it. So you say no plea deal? Yeah, no plea deal. Yeah, well, I guess we will see as the case goes along. We will tune into the hearing that they're going to have on the 29th, guys. And since we are going to have a pretty early day tomorrow, we're going to start it'll be probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock my time, which is Mountain Standard Time. So I'll send out the alert. We'll start our hubby trial. I'm going to call it the hubby trial for right now until I'm going to read up some information on it tonight and try to see if I can get myself familiar with it before we actually go into court tomorrow. We'll do the opening statements. We'll get through some of the testimony from the day one. They are on day two. And I'll split day two depending on what we're doing in court with our other case tomorrow. I'll start our other case I'll get some TiVo time with that one. So you like hubby? The hubby trial. Oh, look at him. Look at that. Look at that starter up in the chat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. I think it's people's fault. How about that? I think it's his fault. How about that? And now that's what I think. Everybody's saying, yeah, he a troublemaker. It's all his fault. Yeah, he gonna definitely, they gonna time him out. If he go to trial and Zach is in here, they're gonna time you out. He gonna be in the timeout corner half the trial. He told his he told his boyfriend that was trying to be his girlfriend, told his dad and the pastor, level out, he just didn't tell. I don't know. But he was in love with the boyfriend that was, because that's all he was really worried about. I don't know why he told him and why he thought he had got away with it. That's what I don't understand. Like, he called him like, you know, he was on typing messages like it wasn't anything. Like, I don't think there's nothing that says that Discord messages are encrypted or anything. Not that I'm aware of. I know you can say about anything on there, but I've never heard that they are not readable. Like, they wasn't even trying. They should have been using Snapchat. At least that they erased in 24 hours. Like, I don't know what that was about. That was weird. Oh, I gotta reread the chat. Oh, okay. Long as they know. It's a she pronoun, sweet pea. No comment. It's a no comment for me. Definitely a no to comment. Yeah, they should have used something different than Discord. I don't even understand why he did that. I don't get that. It was like he wanted to be caught, but not be caught, but wanted to be caught. Yeah, I think he probably got really, really nervous. I mean, of course he got really, really nervous, right? And that's why he hid it out there. I have to look and see. I gotta see where the thread starts at. I just see your comment, Maddie, talking about me. I'm trying to see, Jason. I don't know. I think I done missed it all. Yeah, because I done got back down to your message. I must got to go too far up. Nah, he ain't look nervous. I didn't think he was going to say his name. Hey, Barbara, welcome back. I know how that can be. Yeah, I really didn't think he was gonna say his name, Vanessa. I thought he was gonna be very defiant, like, and don't say nothing. But he said his name and he leaned into the camera and like it wasn't nothing. Like, that's my name. Say my name, say my name. Like, he ain't want y'all to have no mistakes. This is my name, Tyler. James Robinson. This who I be. All right, guys. Well, I'm not gonna hold y'all long. I am going to get ready for tomorrow. Get our notifications out. We'll have an early stream tomorrow. So anybody that's up on the East Coast or in South Africa or in the UK or anywhere that wants to catch that early stream, please make sure that you tune in. And if you don't catch the early stream, you can always catch up. I'm pretty sure you can do it on 1.5 and catch up with us, right? Even if you wake up late. You say you gonna get in bed early. Yeah, we gonna all go to bed early. I'm going to bed early too, SD. I'm about to start making dinner and get everything together so I can get up early. All right, guys. Well, you know you were in the right place today where there's no filters, no fluff, right? Just facts. So you can be the judge. Don't forget to go check out the merch shop if you want to get your ooh-wee, right? Merch. And we'll be back in the courtroom tomorrow. A few filters. There are a few filters. Okay, get us together. Yes. Yes, there's always a few filters. I guess I be telling stories. All right. All right, guys, have a great evening. I'll see y'all at the top of the AM. Rest up. Busy day tomorrow, too. All right, Vanessa. Tomorrow be a lot, too. We're going to play musical chairs. Peace.